Hello class 5, how are you all? So we had been studying chapter number 2, food and health. So last time we studied about communicable disease. Today we will continue the same chapter and same topic. So before we start, let's revise again whatever we studied last time about communicable disease. Okay. So what is the meaning of communicable disease? Diseases that can spread from one person to another person, means diseases that can spread from unhealthy person to healthy person, they are known as communicable diseases. And these diseases are generally caused by germs. Yes, these diseases are generally caused by germs like protozoa, virus, bacteria. And last time we also studied different kind of communicable disease like TB. Yes, we studied about TB. So the full form of TB is tuberculosis, and it is caused by a bacteria. Yes, TB tuberculosis is caused by a bacteria. What is the name of that bacteria? Mycobacterium TB. Yes, Mycobacterium TB. And what are the symptoms of tuberculosis? The symptoms of tuberculosis is slight fever, sometimes fever, and night sweat, sometimes you sweat at night, and your weight may lose and fatigue, tiredness. And it is airborne disease, means mode of transmission is air. If you cough, then it can transfer through air from one person to another person. Okay. Then we studied about pneumonia. And what is pneumonia? Pneumonia is an infection deep in the lungs. Yes, it is the infection deep in the lungs, usually caused by virus and sometimes by bacteria. Okay. Pneumonia is an infection usually deep in the lungs caused by virus. Most common that it is caused by the germs called virus. Okay. And what are the symptoms of pneumonia? The symptoms of pneumonia generally pain occur, ache, muscle ache means pain in muscles, chest pain means pain in chest, abdominal pain means pain in stomach, and sometimes fever with shivering. Yes, sometimes fever with vibration, shivering. Your body moves like this, like my hand is moving. Nausea and vomiting is also possible. So, how to prevent from pneumonia? The prevention are reducing exposure to indoor air pollution. Remove it. Adequate nutrition, eat healthy food. Immunization, take antibiotics, vaccine. Avoid smoking, yes, smoke. Try to avoid smoke. And improve housing condition, make house health neat and clean. And we also studied about common cold, that what are the symptoms of common cold, like cold, cough, headache, sore throat, heat. These are the symptoms: cold, cough, sore throat, heat. And how to prevent from common cold? Vaccination, wash hand. Yes, vaccination means vaccine or hand wash is very important. Wear the mask. Vitamins, take vitamins. So we studied all these last time. Now let's begin the same topic. Continue, we will study the same topic. Now the question is, how does these germs spread communicable disease? Yes, how does these germs spread communicable disease? Let's move on the next point. Okay kids, so the question is, how does germs spread communicable disease? Yes, we know that germs like bacteria, virus, protozoa, they spread communicable disease. Yes, they spread communicable disease like malaria, HIV, chickenpox, and we also studied TB, tuberculosis. So, how does the germ spread? Yes, how does the germ spread these disease? So, there are few ways of spreading these germs. There are few ways of spreading these germs. Point number one. Point number one. Communicable disease. It happens through direct contact. Yes. Means germs spread from one person to another person through direct contact. When a healthy person comes in contact with an infected person, yes. So point number, through direct contact with an infected person, like TB, cold, measles, these are the disease. If you are eating dirty food, if you drinking dirty water, if you are eating dirty food, drinking dirty water, then germs can transfer into your body. Yes, germs from food can transfer into your body, germs from water can transfer into your body. This is the second way of transferring. Third is insect. Yes, insect also transfer. There are many insects. We will study all 3 points today. Point number one. Through direct contact with an infected person, germ can spread communicable disease. Through dirty food and water, germs can spread communicable disease. Through insect, germs can spread communicable disease. So these are the 3 methods of spreading disease. Okay, please write down. I am giving you 10 seconds. Okay, I hope you understood. Now let's move on the next point. Okay kids, as we discussed that germs spread communicable disease through direct contact with an infected person. Point number 1, through direct contact with an infected person. Point number 2, through dirty food and water. And point number 3, through insect. First we will study through direct contact with an infected person. When you come in contact with an infected person, then they can spread. Yes, through direct contact with an infected person. So, if I use cooking utensils, cutlery, if I use cooking utensils, if I use the plate, spoon of an infected person, if I use plate, spoon, thali of an infected person, if I use infected person's glass, if I eat in infected person's utensils, then these germs can spread communicable disease. Then the germs can transfer into my body. Yes. So using contaminated cooking cutlery and utensils, you can catch by these diseases. If you comes in contact with skin of infected person, then also these diseases can spread. Yes, Direct contact with eyes, sore and scratches. Yes, scratches. If you come in contact with, suppose if your skin come in contact with, if you, then these disease can spread. Yes. Suppose infected person have has eaten, infected person has eaten or has drunk something, and if you consume the same food, if infected person has consumed something and you are consuming the same food, then consuming infected food and drink, you can catch by the communicable disease. So through direct contact with an infected person, these disease can spread. If you are using the utensils of infected person, if you come in contact with scratches of an infected person, you consuming infected food and drink, these diseases can transfer in you. I hope you understood. Now let's go on the next point. Okay, its next is through dirty food and water. Through dirty food and water. So now you know that if you come in direct contact with an infected person, you can have TB problem, you can have cold, measles, these problem you can have. Okay, but if you drink dirty food and water, then what will happen? You can see in the picture that a man is drinking dirty water, and you can easily guess, check, watch carefully the glass of water, the glass which is filled with water. You can easily see few germs. Yes. And if you eat dirty food, then you can have many problems. Yes. Drinking dirty food, dirty water, because dirty food and dirty water contains lot of germs. Yes. Lot of bacteria. There are many bacteria which are harmful. They are present in dirty water and dirty food. They can spread communicable disease. They can make you unhealthy. They can make you ill. When these germs will go, when you drink dirty water, these germs will go inside your body and make your body weak. Yes. Then you suffer from disease like cholera and typhoid. Yes. Cholera and typhoid, these are the disease due to dirty food and dirty water. So through dirty food and dirty water, cholera and typhoid can transfer. That's why you should eat fresh food, healthy food. Even you should not eat unhealthy fruit. Yes. Always eat fresh fruit. Always eat fresh fruit. Always drink pure water. Yes. Suppose pure water is not available, in that condition, what should you do? If you have water, then you can boil it, then filter it, then make it cool, then you can use it for drinking. So by boiling for 10 minutes kill the germs. Yes, boiling for 10 minutes kill the germs. And I suggest you that please try to avoid burger, pizza. I know these are the parts of our life, but try to avoid. They are not good for health. Yes, they are not good for health. So through dirty food and water, disease can spread. Okay, like cholera, typhoid. I hope you understood. Now let's move on the next point. Okay, my dear kids. So we have discussed how does germs spread communicable disease. First method of spreading germs through direct contact with an infected person, through dirty food and water. Through direct contact with an infected person causes TB, cold, measles, TB, cold, measles. Through direct contact with an infected person causes TB, cold, measles. And through dirty food and water like cholera, typhoid. Cholera, typhoid. Now the last topic is through insect. Yes, through insect they can also transfer. There are many insect, flies. There are many flies around us. These flies, when sit on dirty food, when sit on waste material, human waste material, animals waste material, if flies sit on animals waste material, animals waste solid like feces, dung, and if they sit on food after sitting on animals waste, if they sit after on food, if flies sit on fresh food, fresh vegetables, fresh fruit after sitting animals waste, if you consume those vegetables, those fruit, such kind of food, if you are consuming, you can have these disease. Yes, malaria also a communicable disease. Which malaria is caused by mosquito? Malaria is caused by the mosquito. Dengue is also caused by mosquito. But the interesting fact is malaria and dengue both are caused by female mosquito. Yes, female mosquito. Which female mosquito is responsible for malaria? Anopheles mosquito. Yes, Anopheles. Anopheles. Anopheles mosquito is responsible for malaria. Yes, means malaria is caused by female Anopheles mosquito. And which mosquito is responsible for dengue? Which mosquito is responsible for dengue? Aedes. Yes. So dengue is caused by female Aedes. Dengue is caused by female Aedes. And every year we celebrate World Malaria Day on 25th April. We spread awareness on this day. Every year on 25th of April we celebrate World Malaria. So remember kids, malaria is caused by Anopheles mosquito and dengue is caused by Aedes mosquito. I hope you understood. Now let's move to the next point. Okay kids, next topic is preventing communicable diseases. How to protect ourselves from communicable disease, how to prevent, how to save. So communicable diseases can be prevented by maintaining good personal hygiene and community hygiene. Yes. First point, how to prevent from communicable disease, how can we protect ourselves? Communicable diseases can be prevented by maintaining good personal hygiene and community hygiene. Yes, you will have to maintain hygiene, Hygiene. Maintain hygiene. What is the meaning of hygiene? Hygiene is the practices of maintaining good health and preventing from disease. Yes, hygiene is the practices of maintaining good health. Yes, hygiene means you will have to remain healthy. Yes, your clothes should be neat and clean. Wash your clothes daily, wear every day washed cloth, and Your hand should be clear. Take a bath every day. Yes, take a bath every day. Good health, maintaining good health is very important, because maintaining personal hygiene and community hygiene can spread these diseases, can protect, we can protect ourselves from communicable disease. Community hygiene is also important. Yes, your surrounding, you should spread awareness in people who are living around you. Surrounding should be neat and clean. Environment, the environment which is around you should be healthy. Yes, you should not throw waste here and there, should not spit here and there. While sneezing, coughing, you should use handkerchief. So by these ways you can protect yourself. Please write down all these lines. I am giving you 10 seconds. Okay, so I hope you understood. Point number 1, communicable diseases can be prevented by maintaining good personal hygiene and community hygiene. What is the meaning of hygiene? Hygiene is the practices of maintaining good health and preventing from disease. Let's move on the next point. So, how can we prevent ourselves from communicable disease? First is maintain good personal hygiene and community hygiene. Next point, keep immunization up to date. Yes, keep immunization up to date. Vaccine. Immunization up to date means vaccine. You should use vaccine. Like last video I told you that children whose age is 1 to 5, government organized a program, pulse polio program. Under this program vaccine is given, polio vaccine is given last time. So you will have to immunization, you need to keep immunization up to date. Keep immunization means you need to improve your immunity by eating healthy food. Wash vegetables, wash fruits before eating. Wash fruits and wash vegetables before eating. Eat everyday healthy food instead of eating burger, pizza, coke. You can improve immunization, you can improve it up to date. Vitamins. Yes, vitamin can improve your immunity. Next point, wash your hands often, especially during cold and flu season. Yes, you should wash your hand even after and before eating meal. After and before eating meal, you should wash your hand, because most of the disease is spread through dirty hand. If you eat food with dirty hand, then these diseases can spread. So wash your hand, especially during cold and flu. Yes, cold and flu. During cold and flu disease, you should wash every day. Use antibiotics. Next point is use antibiotic exactly as prescribed. Yes, doctor prescribe, doctor gives prescribe. Prescribe means to take whatever has been given by doctor in sleep. So use antibiotics exactly as prescribed. Yes, use medicines whatever given by doctor. So report to your doctor any infection that is quickly getting worse or any infection that does not get better. Report to your doctor. Yes, If you are suffering from any infection, if you have any infection which is getting worse, if it is increasing, yes, if you are not getting better, if the infection is not decreasing, if you are not getting well, then report to your doctor and take the prescribed antibiotics. So these are the 3 points. Keep immunization up to date. Wash your hand regularly, especially during cold and flu. Use antibiotics exactly as prescribed. Keep immunization up to date. Wash your hand and use antibiotics exactly as prescribed. And report to your doctor any infection that is quickly getting worse or any infection that does not get better after you take as prescribed antibiotics. I hope you understood. Now let's move on to the next point. Okay kids, look the picture and tell me, what does this picture show? You can see that a boy is drinking water. Is he drinking healthy water or unhealthy? We don't know. Is he drinking healthy water or unhealthy water? We don't know. But we should drink healthy water, germs free water. Pure water is colorless, tasteless. So you should drink healthy water. Look the picture in which 2 men are standing at 3 feet. There is a distance between them is 3 feet, means 1 meter. So social distancing is very important. Yes. If you are suffering from disease, yes. If any person is infected, then if you are talking to that person, if you are talking to an infected person, then maintain the distance. Yes. Almost 3 feet means 1 meter distance is very important. So social distancing is very important. And use mask, as you can see, gauze mask we can call it. Use mask to protect yourself and N95. Social distancing. So these are the 2 methods. First is drink pure water and maintain social distancing. I hope you understood. Now let's move on to the next point. Okay kids. Now look the picture of bucket in which water is. You can see a bucket is filled with still water, stagnant water. What do you see in water? What do you see? What are present in water? Think and tell me. Yes. In the stagnant water, stopped water, which is, you can see mosquitoes. Yes, there are many mosquitoes you can see in the water. Can you see? Yes. So mosquitoes, how does mosquito spread? How does mosquito germinate? Generally mosquito germinate in stagnant water. Stagnant water means the water which is not flowing. The water which is not flowing, which has stopped at one place, collected at one place. So if you collect water just at one place, if water is not flowing, like rainwater, generally in rainwater, mosquitoes develop, they reproduce. So we should not allow water to collect in and around our homes. Yes, we should not allow water to collect. Do not let it collect. Do not let the water collect in tires, in any utensils around you, even in your home. Do not let it. So we should not allow water to collect. We should not allow water to collect in your homes and around your homes. Yes. In our homes and around our homes. Because mosquitoes breed in stagnant water. Yes. If you will collect water, then what will happen? If you collect water, then what will happen? Mosquitoes will breed. Yes. Mosquitoes will breed in stagnant water. They will grow, they will develop in stagnant water. They will develop in collected water. So, and we know that mosquitoes spread dengue, malaria. Yes, dengue and malaria. And I already told you that which female mosquito is responsible for malaria disease. Female mosquito, what is the name of mosquito? Anopheles, yes. Anopheles mosquito. Anopheles is female mosquito which is responsible for malaria. And which female mosquito is responsible for dengue? Aedes, Aedes. Aedes mosquito is responsible for dengue disease. So do not allow to collect the water. Please write down the line. I am giving you 10 seconds. So remember kids that we should not allow water to collect. We should not allow water to collect in and around our homes because mosquito breed in stagnant water. I hope you understood. Now let's move on to the next point. Okay kids, next method of prevention from communicable disease is vaccination. Yes, we can also prevent ourselves, protect ourselves by vaccination. What is the meaning of vaccination? What is the meaning of vaccination? Vaccination is the use of a special substance called vaccine. Yes, vaccination is the use of special substance called vaccine. Vaccination is the use of a special substance called vaccine. Yes, to prevent specific diseases. Yes, it means vaccination means use of vaccine. So vaccine prevent from particular disease. Vaccine prevent from particular disease. Yes, vaccination is the use of special substance called vaccine. Yes, vaccine are special substance. They are chemical substance which protect us from particular disease. Yes. So, using vaccination means the vaccination is the use of special substance called vaccine to prevent, to protect from specific disease. So, they protect us from particular disease. What is the meaning of vaccine? What is a vaccine? What is a vaccine? A vaccine is a substance that teaches the body's immune system to recognize and protect against disease caused by an infectious agent like virus or bacteria. What is vaccine? A vaccine is a substance that teaches the body's immune system to recognize and protect against a disease. Yes, when you take any vaccine, then vaccine protect your body and your teaches your immune system, and your immune system remember it that when any germs will enter into your body, how to fight with it. Your immune system will remember. Yes, your immune system will recognize if any germs enter in your body. So vaccine improve your immune system. It generate antibodies which protect your body from infectious agent. Yes, infectious agent. So a vaccine is a substance that teaches the body's immunity system. Yes, it teach your immune system. Yes, it teach your immune system. Who teaches in the school? Teacher. A teacher teach student. A teacher teach student. And here, in case of vaccine, a vaccine teach immune system. A vaccine teach immune system. Yes, vaccine is teacher and immune system is student. So a vaccine teach immune system How to protect yourself? When any another disease enter, any germs, then immune system recognize the disease, recognize the germs and protect your body. I hope you understood. I'm giving you 10 seconds, please write down. So what is vaccination? Vaccination is the use of a special substance called vaccine to prevent a specific disease. And what is vaccine? What is a vaccine? A vaccine is a substance that teaches the body's immune system to recognize and protect against disease caused by infectious agent like virus and bacteria. I hope you understood. Now let's move on the next point. Okay kids, now next topic is non-communicable disease. I will just give you introduction, and in next class we will study in detail about non-communicable disease. Okay. So what is the non-communicable disease? The non-communicable diseases are diseases that can not be spread from one person to another person. Yes, these diseases cannot spread. These diseases cannot spread from infected person, means unhealthy person to healthy person. Yes. And some non-communicable diseases are chronic. Yes, chronic. Some non-communicable diseases are chronic. What is the meaning of chronic? Chronic means that it is present either continuously or on and off over a long period. Yes, you cannot destroy them completely. Chronic, they continue for a long period. Yes, it is not easy to destroy these diseases. Okay. So chronic means that it is present either continuously on or off long period. Yes. So some non-communicable diseases are chronic, and non-communicable diseases are diseases that cannot spread from person to person. Yes. So there are many non-communicable diseases. There are many non-communicable diseases. So let's see the example. Let's move on the next point. Okay kids, as you can see on the screen, there are few diseases I have written. We will talk about all these diseases in next class. You can see first disease name is night blindness, which occur due to deficiency of vitamin A, due to shortage of vitamin A. Next disease you can see beriberi is caused by deficiency of vitamin B1. Next disease is caused by rickets. Rickets is caused by deficiency of vitamin D. Scurvy is caused by if you have deficiency of vitamins. Yes. If you are not eating vitamin A, you will suffer from night blindness. If you are not eating vitamin B1, you will suffer from beriberi disease. If you are not eating vitamin D, you will suffer from rickets disease. If you are not eating vitamin C, then you will suffer from scurvy disease. Yes. All these diseases can spread. As you can see on the screen, last column, look the last column kids, look the last column. You already know the word vitamin. Vitamin A, vitamin B, you might have heard these words. So you should eat green leafy vegetable, papaya, carrot, mango. Vitamin A is present in green leafy vegetables. Yes, vitamin A is present in green leafy vegetable, papaya, carrot, mango, milk, butter. Vitamin B1 is present in milk, peas, cereal, green vegetable. Look the last column please. Vitamin B1 is present in milk, peas, cereal, green vegetables. Vitamin D is present in milk and milk product. Vitamin C is present in sour product like amla, orange, lemon, tomato. So you should eat all this. Please write down all these. I am giving you 10 seconds. So now you know that if you not eat vitamin A, you will suffer from night blindness. If you will not eat vitamin B1, you will suffer from beriberi disease. If you will not eat vitamin D, you will suffer from rickets disease. And if you will not eat vitamin C, you will suffer from scurvy disease. I hope you understood. Now let's move on the last point. Okay kids, it's time to ask question from you. Question number 1. Define communicable diseases. Yes. Diseases that can spread from unhealthy person to healthy person, means from infected person to healthy person. Diseases that can spread from one person to another person is called communicable disease. And what are non-communicable diseases that cannot spread from one person to another person, from person to person they cannot spread, they do not spread. Communicable disease spread, non-communicable disease do not spread. Next question is, how do germs spread communicable disease? Yes, how do germs spread communicable disease? There are 3 ways of spreading germs communicable disease. First is through direct contact with an infected person. Yes, through direct contact with an infected person like TB, cold, measles. And second is through dirty food and water. Yes, through dirty food and water like cholera, typhoid. And through insect like malaria and dengue. And you know that malaria is caused by Anopheles mosquito and dengue is caused by Aedes mosquito. Okay. So there are 3 ways of spreading these diseases. First is through direct contact with an infected person, through direct contact with an infected person, through dirty food and water, and third is through insect. Question number 3. Write some prevention against communicable disease. Yes, write some prevention against communicable disease. Prevention number 1. Communicable disease can be prevented by maintaining good hygiene and community hygiene. Yes, personal hygiene and community hygiene. Point number 1 is communicable diseases can be prevented by maintaining good hygiene, good personal hygiene and community hygiene. Yes, communicable diseases can be prevented by maintaining good personal hygiene and community hygiene. Point number 2, keep immunization up to date. Yes, point number 2, keep immunization up to date. Keep immunization up to date. How can you keep your immunization up to date? You should eat healthy fruit, healthy food, fresh food. So keep immunization healthy food. Okay. So point number 2, keep immunization up to date. Point number 3, wash your hand. Yes, wash your hand, especially during cold and flu season. Wash your hand. Point number 3, wash your hand. Point number 4, use antibiotics. Yes, use antibiotic exactly as prescribed by doctor. Yes, use only those antibiotics which are prescribed by doctor. Next point, keep social distancing. Yes, keep social distancing. Social distancing is very important. Maintain the distance around 3 feet, means 1 meter gap. So keep social distance. Drink. Next point, drink pure water, clear water. Drink pure and clear water. Last point is vaccination. Use vaccination. And what is vaccination? Vaccination is the use of a special substance called vaccine to prevent a specific disease. Yes, vaccination is the use of a special substance. Yes, vaccination is the use of a special substance called vaccine to prevent a specific disease. What is vaccine? A vaccine is a substance that teaches your body's immune system to recognize and protect against a disease caused by infectious agent. I hope you understood. In next class we will study non-communicable disease. Okay. Now we will meet in next class. Till then, goodbye.